Yeah, that in itself there is a bit of a problem because he's a defender and all things being equal shouldn't be the leading goal scorer. We'd prefer that to be a forward, but not quite working out the same as last year. Here's Kling, the man we spoke of. He's on the ball heading it forward, but it goes to Metro and they just boot the ball down. Goals by the freshman Stridle and by the Queen of Clutch. That's Hayley Halenga, and what a brilliant goal that was too by Hayley Halenga off a assist by Jane Barden. But we're in the men's game now. It's Kling. He's looking for a pass. He's running through the centre circle. He keeps dribbling and he's still got it, and a beautiful little flick there by that was Becerra looking for the on-running. Didn't work out, as easily cleared out there by the keeper. It's out of bounds. It's a throw in to Fort Lewis right in front of the substitutes bench. It's a throw in by Proctor and he's thrown it all the way down to it's a long way away. I'm trying to find that player. It's Becerra and he gets it to Kyle Wood. Kyle Wood's going to stroke it back to Hong. Hong's going to no, he fakes to go into the penalty box, but now he does. There's a flick on header and a save by the keeper. No, he's pushed it into the net. Joey Bart has scored.
Oh, that is a great play there. It's just it's 43 minutes in here, and we just scored. It caught me by surprise. 2 minutes into this
2 minutes into the half, and beautiful little play by Wood to Hong to Barnt, and Barnt from about maybe 10, 12 yards did a little flick header to the near post. It surprised the keeper. The keeper dived. He saved by Fort Lewis College.
Wow, so that's Joe Bart's fourth goal of the year now.
Wow, what a beautiful little flick on header. This is exciting soccer, man. You couldn't get better entertainment than this in Durango, Colorado right now. What an exciting game it's been as this team, Metro's driven a long way and they're driving into the box and down to that northern end. Two defenders. Oh, that was funny to watch. Kling and Cunningham both do slide tackles parallel together and block any cross, which they did, but the ball did go out of bounds. It's going to be an early corner kick for Metro. Let's see what they can do. The number 3 on the ball for them. There's plenty of tall players back there for Fort Lewis, and the ball, oh, that's a good one too, high in the air. Metro do get the header, but it's just going to land on the roof of the net. Hong, I know Wood had a hand in it as well, but I think Hong, I'm going to say Hong, but I'm not entirely sure. So we think it's Thomas Hong got on that on system. We'll correct that if we find out that we were wrong on that. Wow, it all happened so quick. Fort Lewis 2 and Metro 1. That was the score in the women's game with Fort Lewis winning. Let's see if Fort Lewis men can replicate what the women did here. They're leading right now, and there's a nice pass by Proctor all the way out to Madigan, who showed for the ball nicely, and he's flicked it ahead with his left foot. That wasn't good service to Barnt. It went over his head by Madigan. He's recovering and fights for the ball now outside the Metro box, but they're clearing the ball away and they have possession. They're still deep in defence and they just turn and kick that, but the Metro player does end up with it, guarded by Kling. As Kling tries to get the ball, he totally upends the Metro player. That was one of the easiest decisions for any referee, as that player was stripped. Down he goes. It's a free kick, and Metro are about 10 yards in advance of the half line, and let's see what they do from here. All the players backing off. I think this is just going to be a long ball into the box. It looks like no passes on here. As the Metro defender comes up to take this, he's going to be sort of kicking into a crossfield breeze going from west to east, and a beautiful sunny day. Yes, and he stabs it. It's landing right on the penalty spot. Kyle Tash comes out, but then he quits. Oh, that was lucky because Cunningham was up and he heads it out, and all of a sudden Fort Lewis on the counter-attack. There's 3 against 3 here as Joey Bart's got the ball. Hong's in there, as so is Becerra, as bad luck as Hong, that's Barnt, tries to dribble around the first defender, doesn't make it, and so here comes Metro, and Proctor's going to have to speed back to get this, but luckily Kyle Tash leaves his line this time, comes out and gets the ball. He bowls it overarm to the captain Hamilton, who that's Cunningham, he's a captain too, sends it up to Hong, who's ridden off the ball there, but no call. He gets it up to that's Barnt dancing around. He's about 30 yards out. No, it's Becerra. He flicks it towards Barnt, but it runs to the Metro player. The Metro player's running the wrong way, looking for help, and he flicks it over to his other fullback, so they come away with the ball. Metro, there's Proctor, might have been holding his opponent there, but Proctor working hard, kicks the ball out of bounds. Down goes the Metro player, slow to get up, and the ball's out of bounds.
Yeah, John, one thing I noticed is Joey Madigan started this second half over Byron Seppers, and then of course we got Barton and Becerra back in up top.
Yeah, I think Madigan hasn't shown me a lot so far. ball. Cunningham is tripped, but the referee says no foul because it's come out to Hong, who's dancing through the centre circle. There's a pass to Wood. Fort Lewis looking full of confidence here in this second half. They've already scored one in the second half. It's with Hamilton, the captain. He's going to have to pivot back to Wood, and he does so. And Wood strokes it across carefully to Hong. Hong's got the ball. The referee needs to get out of the way, and he does so as Hong goes forward. It's Barnt back to Hong, but that wasn't a good pass there by Barnt as the Metro player nips in and he's on it. But it goes all the way back to their fullback. They're deep in defence, and Metro's just going to kick it long. But the man who's tallest there and judged the ball best is Kling, and he got it to Hong. He flicked it over towards Madigan. The Metro player had to sprint to beat Madigan, and he does so. He does the slide tackle, kicks it out of bounds, and that'll be a throw into Fort Lewis. Man, Fort Lewis looking great in the second half. They've already scored here to go to the lead as Becerra's got the ball, and now it's back with Blackwell. Metro have to find their mojo again here and not doing so. Here's Becerra dancing into the box. He's not going to be able to shoot, but he gives it to Hamilton, who shoots over the crossbar, and he knew it was bad. He hung his head, Hamilton. He had a left or the right there, and he went right.
A little bit to the right there. He was a little disgusted with himself. I think he was shooting for that far post, and it didn't quite work out.
And the referee was the keeper was off to the left a little bit.
Oh yeah, it was open. The shot was
that
there.
left-hand side was totally open. If he had struck that ball on the ground, couldn't quite work that shot, Hamilton, from about 17 yards, and he was disappointed with that one. Here's Kaltash throwing it to Broxham. He makes a beautiful trap in midair, gets it to Hamilton, and now to Wood. Wood's driving across the half line. Fort Lewis full of running here and looking great as Becerra tries to get it to the overlapping Wood. Doesn't work out. Metro have it. They've rejected that attack, and they're back in the half line now, and they're in the centre circle. There's a nice pass right across the field to this right midfielder. The forwards are offside. He can't get the pass. Oh, now he does, because he's back onside, and he sends it back to the half line. The defender's got it. There's a nice little ball stroked up to that forward, and Metro still have it. They're trying to find some sort of an avenue to attack here, but there's a lazy shot just kicked into the box. Proctor misses it the first time, recovers, kicks it the second time, and Wood cleverly keeps it in bounds, and Proctor was asleep there because he didn't see that Wood was going to... Yeah, the two players, the Metro, Wood and Proctor, were not expecting that, and when he suddenly kept that ball in, they both had to sprint for it, and Proctor now, no, that's Cunningham, he just kicks it long down the field. That will go out of bounds. A big crowd building up after classes ended today, and a lot of students over there. The bleachers are full. This is a great place to be on a Friday afternoon in Durango, Colorado, as this one of the big games on the calendar, Fort Lewis versus Metro, is being played right now in the second half, and it's Fort Lewis recovering from a goal down. They're leading 2-1 as Cunningham breaks through two players. Here he goes across the half line and gets to Becerra. He's a bit too slow, couldn't get on that ball as Kling just nods it. Oh, Kling's so careful. He was challenged there by a Metro player, but he knew that he was going to get the header first, and he did, and he gets it to Cunningham all the way back to the keeper. The keeper doesn't pass. He just goes straight up to Becerra. Becerra underruns it, but he recovers now to get the ball, and he heads it to Hamilton, and now it goes to Barton, now to Becerra, but it ricochets off Becerra. That'll count as a shot because it travelled about 30 yards off the ricochet, and it's caught by the Metro keeper right on the penalty spot. He kicks it high in the air. Let's see who's going to get this one. It's a flick on by Metro, but not accurately. It goes to that's a beautiful left foot shot by Kling, a pass to Madigan, and now it goes out to Wood. He's got two players to beat. He keeps it behind him, but there's too many players to beat there, and Metro, for once, Wood gets beaten. It's pretty rare here at Dirksfield, but the Metro player actually comes away with the ball, and they're passing it around the back line, but under pressure, just kick it forward. That's not a good pass, although Metro do end up with it right in the centre circle. They still have the ball. They're back in defence, challenged by Wood, but they're coming across the half line now, Metro, and there's a lazy pass forward. That Metro player couldn't trap it. It goes to Kling, who's totally pushed in the back, and luckily he got the free kick there because the Metro player got possession and ran towards the keeper, but luckily Kling sold that pretty well.
Well, Kling was being a little clever there, and he was pointing to the ball as if he wanted Kaltesh to come up and get it, and what he was actually doing was just screening the ball, and the Metro player just ran him over.
Oh, there's Hamilton, and yes, he's pulled around the shoulder, and Hamilton probably doesn't need to give the referee any coaching here because the referee made the right call, and yes, so he and the referee talk pretty quickly there, and Hamilton goes back to what he does best, and that's play soccer. It's a free kick.
Sometimes I'd like to hear exactly what Hamilton's saying, although we probably maybe we don't want to hear what he's saying.
Well, he's good at coaching the referees, and he did get the free kick there, so no problem, and he deserved it. He was pulled over the shoulder as here comes Metro, but I think Blackwell's going to get there first. No, the Mines Metro player does, but Blackwell recovers. He's got the ball back to Madigan. Madigan back to Blackwell, the fullback for Fort Lewis, and Hamilton has it all a bit slow for a fraction of a second there, but he manages to get it to Blackwell. Hong does something uncharacteristic, and that just blasts the ball forward. That's
a little bit back there.
Yes, I see what you mean. And here's Hamilton with the ball. He's a tigerish player, is Hamilton, and he's on the ball. The captain, and goes to Madigan, and now back to Hamilton. He's going to go down this left channel. He's looking for a pass to Barnes. Oh, Barnes gives it to the Madigan, who runs right past it. Oh, it was a beautiful pass. It didn't work out, but here comes Metro, but luckily it hits the back of a Metro player, that forward pass. Ricochets to Blackwell, and now to Hong in the middle of the field. He just chips it forward, but Barnes can't get onto it. Played away by Metro. There's Cunningham in the middle of the field. Oh, Fort Lewis playing with a lot of passion right now. They want to maintain this lead. Blackwell's going to have to get there first, and he does. And nowhere to go for Blackwell, and he has to kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, he just kicked that out of bounds. That's okay. We'll get our shape now, get set up, and get the ball back.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go there, and I think he was being coached by Kling just to kick it out of bounds. Good play by Fort Lewis. Metro have the ball off that throw-in. They're about 30 yards out, but way out wide, and here's going to become a lazy shot into goal, and that was a terrible mistake by Fort Lewis, as a terrible shot. You think about a Nick Clark or a Zane Wells or a Tom Donnelly, they would have been yelling at somebody very loudly. And Carl Tash might have been a bit shyer there about taking control, but that was a terrible mistake by Fort Lewis, but luckily it never resulted in a goal, and Fort Lewis maintained this 2-1 lead. Here's the ball going way down the southern end of the field. That's the direction that Fort Lewis are attacking in the second half. It goes out of bounds in front of that big crowd of students leaning on the rail down there, and it's a throw-in to Metro, and it's a good throw-in too. It goes about 20 yards, flicked on by Metro, but it'll only go to Kling, who sort of flicks it towards that might be Hong. No, it's some player who's gone down there for Fort Lewis, but there's a shot coming up.
That's Kyle Wood that went down.
Oh, Kyle Wood, he's up and he's limping, but Madigan fighting very hard for the ball here. Couldn't get a shot there. Fort Lewis were in the box briefly, but were worked out of there by Metro, and now it's a throw into Metro. Deep in defence. And a throw in by Metro. Out of bounds again by Fort Lewis, and that'll be another throw into Metro. We are at about the 14-minute mark of this second half of soccer, and it's Fort Lewis 2 and Metro 1. Metro scoring the first goal here, and Fort Lewis having to come back, and come back they did, and they did it well. Goals by Kling and by Barnt, as Fort Lewis have got the lead, gone to the lead here in this game, as Madigan's got the ball. He's a fraction slow, but that works because he used his body well, got it to Hamilton, and now to Wood. He shields off a player too. He always seems to be playing against two players, does Wood, but he has to go back to Proctor. Proctor, the new player this year, goes back. It's a little triangular passing going on here, and finally they get it up to Becerra, who pokes it back to Wood. No, that's Hamilton, who lets it run to Proctor, and now back to Kling. Kling's coming through the centre circle, strikes it along the ground to Becerra. Becerra always coming upfield and not often going towards the goal, Becerra, but he just can't seem to turn with that ball. It's very difficult in these tight circumstances to turn. Metro playing a very stout defence here as Kling. Oh, that's an unusual pass for him, as he makes a bad pass. Here's Metro getting into the box, but they're way out wide. Can that player save it before it goes out of bounds? Yes, he can, but it goes straight to Cunningham, who calmly strokes a pass to Madigan, but it's too heavy for him, and the Metro player will let it run out of bounds before Madigan can get to it, and that'll be a throw-in to Metro. They are just about 10 yards ahead of the half line and stroked right into the middle of the field there, headed all the way out towards the line though, and Metro sort of messed that up, and it comes out to Hong, who puts a ball long towards Becerra. He's going to be on it, he's onside, he's outside the box, he's going to try to cut in for a right foot shot. Down he goes on the trip, but no, it's no call, as here comes Hong sliding in. That's no call either, and Metro clear it away. There goes Kling up in the air, he heads it away, it's in the centre circle. Metro have it there, coming at Fort Lewis again. Plenty of defenders back for Fort Lewis though. They're out wide, Metro, about 30 yards out, poked in towards the corner flag. They might be able to cross that ball. There it goes right into Madigan, out of bounds, and that'll